communities further north, because Poker ends in the country, and we're hoping that we can, with the continued development of Poker we can continue to do what we have to do. Also, Poker seeks to integrate the sea-loving countries like the French. As you know, most of you, that the French are very, very strong in their marine activities. Fishing, I don't think anybody in the region could touch the Marigalans and the Desirades and the Saints and the Martiniques in terms of fishing. And we have had a serious cultural and social relationship. And in fact, this year, we'll be mounting missions to physically go, because we left it up to them to come. They invited themselves. And this year we intend to make the effort to go to them. In fact, we have already been reaching out to them, as you know later. And we'll be mounting a mission, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 of us. We'll go to the various departments and to push the message of Poker and to get them to come down to participate in the event. Now, before I proceed, I want to recognize, well, I've already recognized the media, but the persons on the head table. And, well, I don't know left and right, so I'm not going to sit to my left or to my right. I just want to recognize the parliamentary representative for the Cottage constituency, Minister of Agriculture, who has been a very strong supporter and advocate for Poker. And his support has been tremendous over the years. And this year, he is on board because he sees it as an activity that his constituency will benefit from. And he continues the legacy of trying to make Tukari one of the major entertainment centers. In fact, I have to compliment him on the event he had last weekend, which was the seafood line. And for some time now, we've been into it, but I think there's a big debate as to whether this year was bigger than last year. But all I know is it was a big event, and I know the PAREP was head and toes with his colleagues in DDA and the Ministry of Tourism, and he put on a fantastic show. And that was well done, and I believe that the seafood line is in Tukari for it. So the mistake we're going to make is if you drop those initiatives, if you don't perform, then you might well lose it to another community. And so we are obliged and forced to continue to improve on those activities. And I think that the PAREP is dead on track in terms of making that seafood line a very powerful annual event. So congratulations, PAREP. You did an excellent job. So sitting with us today, and everybody usually at table have a role and a function to play in the success of Poker 2025. And you will get, as they come to speak, you will get to know how deeply they are involved. We have, well, of course, the PAREP. Then we have Andrew O'Brien, who is a very familiar name and face in Dominica. As far as his involvement in yachting, in Portsmouth in particular is concerned, and as a marine event, then I couldn't find a better person to bring to assist us in terms of putting the logistics and how you treat with the marine space on occasions like that. He's full of experience. We have with us Prince Wadix. And as you know, Wadix is probably one of the biggest components of the Creole language. And his involvement in trying to export not only our music, but our culture. And he will tell you more about that when he comes to speak. But we have Wadix with us. And then we have Miss Morancy. And that's a fresh face. I'm sure some of you recognize her. And then you'll get to know about her. And of course, everybody, even with his back turned, will know who Benji is. Even if you see him from behind, you know Benji not only in physics, but in who and what Benji stands for. So this comprises of the panel, and all of them will speak to the area and the functions they have to perform. Now to go briefly into where we are with Poker 2025, we have been listening to our patrons, and those of you who have seen Poker you know that Poker is a big event. We normally start in the morning, and we come right across the West Coast to Miro, to Salisbury, to Purple Turtle, to Tartan Bell Hall, and then we end up in Tukari with a big entertainment party. we have been listening to our patrons, and we have sought to make some changes and to improve on what we have to create a better experience for our fans and our followers. Like, for example, we have set up a local technical and resource team that will assist us in the execution of the project. So we have somebody responsible for the organization and the functioning of the bars. Because at every stop we make on Poker Run, there's a bar, there's music, there's entertainment, and that is the purpose of Poker Run. And to spread the bread across the entire West Coast, from Roseau to Tukari. But we've been having some small challenges in getting the people in the bars to coordinate, to organize, and to understand exactly what they get involved in. And so we have appointed somebody specifically to work with the bars and to explain to them and to tell them how they must position themselves and what investments they themselves have to make in the business. Because if I'm going to bring people to you, I give you 150 people. But you want me to bring the cups, the plates, the spoons, the napkins, you want me to provide the music, you want me to provide everything else with other people. It cannot work that way. You yourself have to make an investment, because at the end of the day, the reward is yours. Nothing goes back to Almond Deck. And I can tell you, it's not easy and cheap to organize an event like that. So we'll have somebody who will be liaising with the bars and the restaurants and to keep them on track. We also have somebody who we brought in to assist us in the logistics on the marine side. And that is where Cobra comes in. Because you have these guys coming from Guadeloupe and Marine and Dominica with their 55, 60, 70, 100, $200,000 boats. And they want to ensure, especially Poker Run is being held during the hurricane season, August 25th. And so they want people to come with expensive boats and to wreck it and to damage it. So we have Cobra and his team with us, who will help us to do whatever we have to do to ensure that the people's boats are well protected. And then we have somebody to help us with the logistics on food. We ran out of food the first year. We ran out of food the second year. But even we ourselves were probably caught by surprise with the amount of people. And so we have somebody specifically dedicated to looking after the food. That's food for sale to the public, the hygiene, the food aspect. Hope you have enough food to feed everybody, because I almost end up cooking rice at 9 o'clock in the night because people are hungry. And I cannot even boil hot water. And people were hungry and people wanted to eat and so on, and we're scrambling to do a quick meal for them and so on. No, we don't want that to happen. So we have to make sure that we have the food courts properly staffed and properly organized. And then we have, who else we have on the team? And then we're working very, very closely with the police. In fact, we have already begun our meeting with the police because we have some real traffic issues. Now, this is not about the size of Tukari. Tukari can take 3 million people. So Tukari is not the problem. The problem is the congestion and the traffic management. How do you manage the traffic into Tukari? Which can be a challenge in itself. But we're working with the police, and we have decided to take in a couple of measures. The PAL rep is assisting us in identifying some additional parking space. I think he has already identified 3 sites. We'll have to do some clearing, some grubbing, and we can create some parking. We also need to be careful of how many vehicles come down into Tukari, because that's where the problem starts. And in what direction they're facing. Because when you have some facing up and some facing down, you want that up one to go down and you want that down one to go up, and they spend half an hour figuring how to move through that traffic, and that creates a very serious bottleneck. We're also seeking to create a one-lane traffic, one side of the road up to the hill, and try to do that. I say trying because none of these are just easy. You cannot just say it and it happens. There has to be a certain level of coordination and a certain level of management. We're also trying to improve on our shuttle bus service. If the more vehicles we can keep out of Tukari and still make the visitor comfortable, for the 2 years we've been doing shuttle buses, but we believe that can be improved. You'll have to extend the distance of the shuttle bus. So normally we stop on top of the hill and shuttle people down the hill. We may have to go back as far as Bell Hall and shuttle from Bell Hall because of the volume. Last day we had traffic backing up to Savanpai. So Savanpai by the school is our focal point where we'll begin the shuttle at Savanpai but we may have to make provision for extending the shuttle to as far as Belleville, so people will park their vehicles and come. And same thing that we do for Jazz Festival. Jazz Festival, you park your vehicle and you walk to the cabbage. Nobody drives into the cabbage and up the hill to find a way to park. And finally, we toy me this idea of putting in a water taxi. Now, what is that? Now, a water taxi is where people, apart from the boat people who will be on the boats, will have a designated point in Purple Turtle, where we're talking to somebody with a pleasure boat, a nice boat. And so you can park your vehicle from Portsmouth walk into Purple Turtle, and you can pay a ticket and get onto a comfortable pleasure boat that will take you into Tukari at a particular time and will take you back at a designated time. So say we're doing free runs, one at 4, one at, it's half an hour, 15 minutes if we take our time, and you can enjoy the landscape, you can enjoy the scenery. So it's not only for the traffic management, but also to add another aspect, another fun part of Poker Run. And we're talking to somebody at pleasure boat who can hold 50 people, minimum of 50 people. You can come with your family, you can dress up. There's a dinghy dock in Purple Turtle. You will get onto the dinghy dock in Purple Turtle. You will pay $1 fee. You will get a nice, comfortable, scenic boat ride into Tukari. So we do 3, and then say the boat will start going back to Purple Turtle at 7 or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whatever time is decided upon, and you can jump on that boat, present your band or your stub or whatever you have, and jump on that boat, get to Purple Turtle, pick up your vehicle in Purple Turtle, and head back to whatever part of the country you come from. So it's not only for the management of the traffic, but it's also adding another aspect of Poker Run, where you can come to Tukari, you can traverse, you can drive, because many people follow Poker Run on the highway, and they make the stops together with the boats. So the cars and the buses, that's why Tukari is so crowded, because while you're on the boat, there are people following on land, and you expect to see an increase in that this year. So we're talking about introducing the water taxi, whatever you want to call it. We'll find a nice name to call it. And so you can come with your family, your children, and know you don't have to face the Tukari traffic. Okay? Because, there's no traffic on the sea. So if you come by sea, then you're in a better mood to get out. To take you 3 hours. Last year, it took at least 2 hours to get out of Tukari. With the measures we put in place, we hope to reduce that time drastically. But with the water taxi, you have no issues. You leave at 5 o'clock, you get to Purple Turtle in 15 minutes, and then you catch your ride, and you go. And finally, we're looking at the entertainment aspect of it. Because people come, and people know that the big bands, whichever it is, whether it's Triple K that was there, it was the first year, or Signal was there, it was the second year, people come for the big band. So people don't get there until 6, 7 o'clock. And when we say we have a cut-off time by 19, we have the other DJs and so on, but people come for the big bands. And so, if we're going to run the water taxi, we have to increase on the entertainment and to bring it on at an earlier time. So we also have to get a big name. Maybe 3 o'clock, maybe 3:30, a name that will attract people to the location even before the big crowd comes streaming in. So if you get to Tukari by 4 o'clock, you will not have to wait and get bored, because there will be enough entertainment, and you may well want to come to get some of that entertainment. So that is another aspect that we're looking at to increase the entertainment and to ensure that people can have a really good time. This year looked like it's going to be a breakout year for us. Not in terms of money, the organizers never make money in those events, but the fans and the patrons, they do have a good and enjoyable time. So I'll take my break now. I think we're going to have a short video presentation right now, and then we'll come back and we'll introduce the chairman who will continue the proceedings, who will be Mr. Wadix himself. So at this point in time, we'll just sit back and we will just take a look at the video. It's a 3-minute video, very short video, and then we'll go back to the business of the head team. Thank you very much, folks. The sound?
year we are having our first carnival, first combine. Second carnival we are Mero Beach. Third carnival we are Salisbury Beach. Fourth carnival Tobitas Beach. And our fifth carnival we have Elmore Beach.
I put it in the card, speak tonight and tell me, yes, that's my winning hand. We're taking that seriously, boy. Yes, boy. They're going to take quick.
We then head to Perry for our poker party, and we are going to Perry, Poker City. So I hope we can all just have fun and enjoy this thrilling event that we are hosting here in the second year here. Have fun.
Wait a minute. Get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a bitch that bar. Underground methods. Top notch ones get the most that they live on. Straight timber. Why the nigga I was. Pushing cups of baby like that by the camera. Friend center. The one who get the window. Swerving wild. Bubbling by the patch. Yeah. Rolling through the city with the big dogs. Up the laws. Going with me. Me got the cow. Tell you the salad with the body. Then the bigger loud. That's how you make the money pop for everyone around. And if you don't deserve a custom, we will cut them out.
I just put up in. And I think why not?
Yes,
But summertime and we're having fun and we're going to move around. And the rum carrying done, so everything cool, everything nice. And this area is team 2! Ooh.
That in terms of the registration boats, we had a registration launch and we already have about 8 or 10 boats that have already registered. This year we increased the registration fee from 500. If you notice, all these guys have their uniforms and so on, and we raised the team from 6 to 8. So there's 8 people, so if you divide it, everybody pays 100 EC. So don't let the big $800 be the issue. Everybody in the team will pay just 100 EC. And we have also increased because most of our revenues, a lot of our revenues come from boat registration. That's where we make the money. And this year, the first year, the grand prize was 3,005. Last year, the grand prize was 5. This year, we're taking a chance and increasing it to 10. $10,000 for the winner. So we have to get sufficient boats registered. And we give check, we see the size of the check. And men want the check on the same night. So we have increased the registration to 10, the grand prize to 10. We're also considering a second and third prize, but that's not finalized again. It has to do with the number of boats who can get registered. And that is why it's very important for us to be able to bring a larger contingent from the French territories, because we had about 7 of them. We're looking to see if we can bring about 20 or 25 additional boats from outside of Dominica to add to our fleet. So this is it, and poke around and you notice what it is. So at this point in time, I want to introduce you to the person who will take over the chairmanship, and that is Prince Wadix himself. Now Wadix is a household name, and I don't think there's much more we can say about Wadix that you don't yet know. What I know is that Wadix has been a very strong component of the Creole language, as reflected in his programs on the radio. He's also a journalist, I didn't know that part. He's also a trained journalist, a musician, and a radio personality. And it was because of his efforts and his contribution to keeping the Creole culture alive that I believe the government named him an ambassador, made him an ambassador. So we'll give you the confidence. So it's Ambassador Colin Wadix, Ambassador Leroy Charles. And that's how he is. And so we have engaged him this year to assist us in terms of the promotion. And because we have to be going to the French territories to promote poker run, we couldn't figure out any better person who, with his relationship with the French, his fluency in the Creole language, his advocation for advocating for closer collaboration, which is a dream of the party from which I came, from which I am. Because Rosie Douglas has always seen a close collaboration with Martinique and Guadeloupe and thus to Europe. It's something that, and this government and the Roosevelt state has continued to promote a good relationship with our neighbors and to give us an opening into Europe. So I will now invite Prince Wadix to sign his agreement of engagement, because we have to hold it down, because Wadix is a man that is sort of all over the world. Everybody wants Wadix. I mean, I went to the French country and everybody asking me for Wadix. He must pass Desirad. A fellow from Puerto Rico, Wadix said, Wadix, bonjour, it's like Desirad is a little place with 1,000 people, 1,500 population, and they know Wadix there. So Wadix, we don't want to lose him, so let Wadix sign his agreement. Contract is an agreement, just agreeing to work with us for the next couple of months while you put poker run together. So Wadix, you will sign the agreement, and then you can take over the microphone.
So you're going to sign on top there?
Yeah. You can print your name and sign it first, please. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, my very good friend, Honorable Reggie Ostry. I really want to thank the whole Poker Run organization for the opportunity to work with this monumental festival. Honorable Ostry was sort of skeptical to call it a festival. I call it a festival. I call it the greatest water sport adventure for this summer. In the summer in Dominica, there are very few activities, but this one is going to be, and mark my words, within the next 5 years, the greatest event or festival after the World Creole Music Festival and the Jazz and Creole Festival. Just mark my words. And there are several advantages with this particular festival that we want us to claim this particular Poker Run Festival. I'm appealing to every single Dominican to claim this as yours. Why? Because several communities are going to be benefiting, which is called community tourism. We are going to make several stops en route to Tukari from the capital city. So several communities are going to be economically better by the advent of this major festival. It's also a sporting event, so it's also sports tourism. And to my mind, it's a cross-fertilization of cultural tourism. So once again, you're seeing a real cross-fertilization of sports, of culture, and most importantly, community tourism. And we all know how strong and how important community tourism is. We have been straying of late, but then there used to be a village used to raise a child before. A village was responsible for a child. Every single parent felt they were responsible for each other's child or children. And then this sort of camaraderie brings back that sort of feeling, that nostalgic feeling, revisited again with entertainment, with therapy. And by that, we mean a holistic therapy where every single member of the family can come, follow the poker run until you climax at one of the finest communities in the entire Caribbean, Tukari, Poker City. Several sectors are going to benefit. The gas station are going to make some extra money because people will be heading down to Tukari. The rentals are going to make more money that special day. By the way, I'm not sure if Honorable Mostri told you, it was the 24th of August. The 24th of August. And remind that date, 24th of August 2025. The fisher folk are going to make extra money because the food and beverages sector are going to be unlimited. So the various merchants who sell the various beverages are going to get an extra income. Very importantly, sound systems are going to be employed. The DJs are going to be employed. Two major bands like you heard from Honorable Ostrich, they are going to be employed also. And most importantly, Dominica is going to be, there's going to be a cultural integration of everybody from Dominica, and most importantly, our French neighbors, and who knows where from the Caribbean that may come down especially for this particular event. So truly, Tukari is going to be the mecca of real cultural integration, and that's why it's important. Every single Dominica from today should send out the message. And that's why we want to thank the media present to evangelize this special event. We have been having the land events. We have been seeing the success and the dividends derived from them. This is a completely different type of event where you're going to have the entire family engaged. The entire Dominica is going to engage. And it is decentralized. It is not in the city. It is on the entire West Coast. So just imagine the entire West Coast will transform. From the Woodbridge Bay until we climax into Caribou to transform that day. And we're looking for everyone to come with their motorcades. And if you feel that you don't want to be part of the actual run on sea, you could make the run on your fishing boats, whatever boat you may desire to, and make this a grand spectacle. With these few words, I want to really call on the next speaker, a very beautiful lady, I must say, possibly one of the finest beauties out of Dominica. She was so beautiful, she came out first runner-up in last year's Queen pageant. She's also very elegant and well-spoken, and I must say, give her a round of applause. When she smiles, you're going to understand what I mean by her beauty and extensive beauty, and she is the event coordinator, Ms. Nikes Moransi. Make her feel welcome, Dominica.
Thank you for that introduction. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here with us this morning as we make an effort to promote Poker Run and Dominica by extension. Most of you here know me as Nikes, but I am more affectionately known as Shadow. First runner-up, Miss Dominica 2024 pageant, secretary, practice coordinator, and senior dancer for the Flamboyant Dancers Cultural Group, medic, media officer, and female footballer for the Jubilee Football Club. So, as you can imagine, I am involved in everything. Today, I am honored to be engaged by the Almond Deck Inc., organizers of Poker Run, to carry the title of Events Coordinator for this great event. Thank you to the Almond Deck for your trusting me and for this opportunity. In 2023, when Poker Run was first introduced to Dominica shows, I was contacted to be a poker girl and gladly accepted. The role as poker girl includes assisting with recording card draw results, promoting our partners' products, distributing merchandise, and of course adding life to the party. This year, however, my responsibilities are a bit different. I have been tasked with being the public's first point of communication and dissemination of information, and that includes but is not limited to social media and radio interviews, bookings, and attending meetings with potential sponsors and partners. This means that on August 24th, I will be the time police. So we have to be on time. We're going to start at 8 a.m. sharp. Further logistics such as liaising with the Coast Guard and the police department to ensure a smooth turn of events is also a part of my responsibilities. Although I am no longer a poker girl, I will still be working closely with them to ensure that they understand their tasks and will be able to execute it properly. Poker girls, we have responsibilities. Poker Run is no joke. Trust me, it is fun, but at the same time, it is tiring. Today, as we officially launch Poker Run, we also launch our website, https://dominicapokerrun.com, and you can also reach us or contact us via our phone number and WhatsApp at 316-4560 or at our email address, which is pokerrun767@gmail.com. If you are coming to Dominica this summer, book your return tickets for after August 24th. I promise you do not want to miss Poker Run 2025. We are looking forward to another successful, safe, and fun-filled event, and I hope to see all of you here present. If you are unable to join a team or you do not have access to a boat, you are also welcome to join the run via the roads of the West Coast. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you guys on August 24th, 2025.
Like I told you, very eloquent, and she narrowly missed out on the title of Miss Dominica 2024. The next ambassador I would like to present to you is one who's actually celebrating almost 25 plus years in music in Dominica, the lead vocalist of the Triple K International, and they have been at this for 25 plus years, preserving, promoting Bouillon music, which is one of Dominica's major export to the world. Make you feel welcome for the signing and possibly to say a few words. Benji! From ambassador to ambassador. God bless you, sir. So you have to sign for us and say a few words. Because Vanessa started to smile all of a sudden when she heard your name. Vanessa from the genuine sound of Dominica presently here. That sounds like or looks like Chinese to me, Benji. Triple K International. All right. The floor is now yours.
Thank you, Alex. I was more looking forward to signing the agreement between Almondec and TK International. I was looking forward to speak, because as you can hear my voice, it has been a tedious run for the band over the past months, coming from Carnival to now. So actually have a weekend to enjoy in Dominica. I give thanks for that. While we are on TK International, we just came from St. Martin and St. Thomas, where we put on a spectacular performance for patrons of the region and further afield, where we actually represented not just TK International, but Dominica. And I believe that is why the Almondec and the organizers of Poker Run saw it fit that they should sign an agreement with us, TK International, to be a brand ambassador for such events. Without being an ambassador to the event for the past 2 years. I, on my own, have been personally speaking to both owners in St. Thomas, Totola, and even Guadeloupe and Antigua as well, telling them that they should come to join our poker run. Many of them are coming this year. I heard Miss Osh spoke about Totola, and it warms my heart that they are coming to Dominica, and I hope that others can do the same. TK International, again, we are ecstatic to be part of this venture with Poker Run, and I believe come on the 24th of August in Tukari, the place is going to come alive, of course, with boats, with people, and of course your TK International. Thank you.
Ambassador Wayne Benjamin, thank you very much. As we continue to really educate you on what's a wonderful movement of people and economically viable festival. And we just hope that DDA can possibly put it and slate it on their annual calendar of activities sometime for 2026. Another very instrumental gentleman who has been in the yachting business for possibly all his life, and also responsible for getting you up our major river in style and comfort and safely. Let's make him feel welcome with a few words. I know him as the Cobra. I'm not sure if it's a snake or anything else. He'll tell you. Make him feel welcome. Cobra.
Yes, let me say good day to everybody and acknowledge our rep up north. And I want to go direct into the source of the action, so to speak. Because I recall many years gone by when I used to be an often traveler to the BVIs. And I used to experience poker run going on there. And I used to tell myself, wow, I wonder when we will have an event like that in Dominica. Then I see in St. Lucia, they're having the Mercury events. In Martinique, they're having this type of events in Guadeloupe. And I'm saying, we should, it's time for us to have an event of that sort. Some years back, I heard from the grapevine that Poker Run is going to start up in Dominica. And I'm like, Poker Run? How did anybody here even think of doing it? Then I realized it was a fact and it became a reality. That was the first year. Then the second year, when I see what happened the second year, I'm like, wow, this is going to kick off and this is going to be big. Now the thing is, many of our yachties who've been in the BVIs and experiencing Poker Run, they've always mentioned it to us. Why don't we create something like that? And I felt so good when we realized that this has become a reality, and I want to congratulate Almondek and their team and their supporters who've come together and make this a reality. And I must say that I guarantee, like what it said, this is going to grow, this is going to get really big. And like the Honorable Reggie mentioned earlier, the Prime Minister bent on creating a portfolio for Dominica as a green and blue economy. And if you have to take into consideration, Poker Run Dominica is a surf and turf event. It's land and sea. And Dominica geographically sits between body of water, which makes us one of the pioneer blue economy destinations. And we are one of the greenest in the region. So we just well executed, you know. And it is amazing to see the way that they execute or put together the Poker Run. You have the land aspect of it, collaborating with the sea aspect of it. Then you have, for example, last year, we were out there on our boat, our regular Indian River boats, yacht servicing boats. Then you had the high-powered motorboats. You had even guys with their little sunfish. And then you see, I'll call his name here, Ricky. When you look at Ricky, Ricky had the smallest boat. And Ricky had the most fun, I would imagine. He had the smallest dinghy. But everybody knows Ricky owns the most cargo boats in Portsmouth. And it's not that Ricky could not afford to be on a big boat, because all the boat owners are also Ricky's good friends. Now, I say that to say, the good thing about poker run is that no one can feel prejudiced. No one feel left out. So if you have a small boat, you have a big boat, you have a cute boat, you have an ugly boat, every boat has its own style and feeling. And this is what makes it exciting. Yeah? Now, something that is crucial that we need to understand with poker run is that we have to be each other's keeper. In the sense that even if the Coast Guard is engaged to provide security for the event, the Coast Guard cannot do it all. We as PAYS, who are the security people in the harbor, we cannot do it all. The police on land cannot do it all. The most crucial people to really make it happen is we ourselves, the participants. For example, on that day, you're going to have high-powered boats, faster boats, slower boats, and you're going to have the four-stroke engines vis-a-vis the two-stroke engines. Some are way louder, some are silent. But you will have people who want to jump overboard. Last year, part of the act was swimming with Dominic, that's a dolphin resident in Portsmouth. Many people on their way to Tukari stop and swam with Dominic in Prince Rupert Bay. But imagine if we are not paying attention and we just want to show off with our high-speed boats and we're just running in the recreational areas, the kind of accident that can happen, it will just kill the whole good energy that we have going on. So what I would like is, if you, the captains and the boat owners, are hearing me today, it is your responsibility to run your boat with caution. Have your bowman to look ahead for you. You know, we all know it finishes at night. Nowadays, you can go by Stephen, the Chinaman, and buy a waterproof light that you can put on the bow of your boat for night navigation for small money. This is what you do to protect yourself and protect others. Certain areas from the shoreline, let's have a certain speed limit that you run. We all know certain fellas have more talent than each other on the way they handle their boats. But if you want to show off in open water, not where we expect people to be swimming and enjoying. We have a lot of beautiful women who are going to show off their beautiful swimsuits, and they want to swim also because they're wearing swimsuits. But how are you going to know someone in the water if you don't have a bowman, when most of your bow of your boat is so high? So we have to take these things into consideration, and because God will not be everywhere at the same time. If you have another guy with a boat, you notice they have a problem, we stop and help them. Look who won last year, the grand prize. Kenny, Kerry Ome and her partner and their team. But you're aware of the fact that they broke down halfway. We had to tow them in. I mean, what if we were not, and one of the most crucial laws in marine law is that no matter if this man is your biggest enemy and he needs help out at sea, you must help him, or you can go to jail. You must. So this is what I mean when I say we have to be each other's keeper. We have to try not to endanger each other. We have to look out for each other. We have to help each other. And let's try not to have any aggressive behavior with each other. Even if we drink our waters, let's try and be humble and cool. Let's not have any violence. Because violence and accident are the two crucial things that can destroy an event like that. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of work and a lot of money to put such an event like that in Dominica. And this is going to bring Dominica far. Because a lot of our guys from Guadeloupe, even in St. Lucia, a lot of our speedboat owners already calling us, asking us to find accommodation for them because they're staying over. They're not coming one day and leave. And I was very happy when I heard that. They are looking into making it a 2-day or 3-day event. And that can be done. It's a matter of extending the locations and, but it can be done. Now also, the other thing about poker run is when you know for a fact it's not depending on how strong you are on playing poker. It's by luck and chance. So everybody feel I can be part of it. You know what I mean? So without further ado, I just want to say that we are looking forward to make this event bigger and better, and for us to be each other's keeper, because the police alone cannot provide security in the water. We have to play our part. And please, as much as you can, as many as you can, register for the event. Register for the event. It's going to be more fun and frolic. And let's have a good and successful Poker Run 2025. Thank you, guys.
Very positive and encouraging words from Cobra. And let's hope that our boaters and boat owners around Dominica, Hans de May, Fonse Jean, Scott said, can hear and participate, be part of this major extravaganza. It's just ironic and strange and possibly divine that our pal rep from the Tukari area is the Minister for Fisheries, is the Minister for Agriculture, Blue and Green Economy. So this is divine, and already we can see this poker event is blessed, because the same constituency, he's now responsible for the same areas of our life in Dominica, our economy in Dominica. Let's make him feel welcome. The Minister, the Parliamentary Representative for Cottage constituency, and the Ministry of Agriculture. Make him feel welcome. And I will bow to you, sir. Sir.
Thank you, Wadid. First, let me recognize my former pal rep and, of course, former senior minister, Cobra, our coordinator, Benji. You still carry into it because Benji. Of course, Mrs. Ostry, Pastor Augustine, and media. Good morning. It is both a pleasure and privilege, I must say, to address you today as we officially launch Poker Run 2025. A signature event that has quickly become a staple on Dominica's summer calendar. First, let me take this opportunity to congratulate Almond Deck and the entire organizing team for your vision, creativity, and dedication in bringing us the 3rd annual Poker Run, an event that has truly raised the bar for entertainment, recreation, and community engagement along Dominica's west coast. The Poker Run is more than just a fun day out at the water. It presents a bold and dynamic addition to Dominica's tourism product, offering visitors a unique experience that showcases the natural beauty of our coastline, our vibrant marine culture, and our people's hospitality. The fact that it consistently attracts participants from across the region, it is a testament to its growing appeal and its ability to serve as a catalyst for regional tourism. Importantly, the culmination of the Poker Run at Tukaribe, right in the heart of the Cottage constituency, is both symbolic and significant. It reflects the potential of rural communities to host world-class events and benefit from increased visibility, economic activity, and cultural exchange. The socio-economic impact of the Poker Run cannot be overstated. During this period, we see a boost in small business activity, local vendors benefit from increased patronage, and our youth find opportunities to get involved in something positive and exciting. The entire north of the island, and especially the Cottage constituency, feels the ripple effect of this successful venture. As your parliamentary representative, I wish to publicly pledge my continued support to this initiative. I'm committed to working closely with the organizers and all relevant stakeholders to ensure that the Poker Run not only continues but grows stronger every year. whether through infrastructure support, promotional effort, or partnership, my office stands firmly behind this event. Finally, I want to encourage all Dominicans, as well as our friends in the neighboring islands, to come out in large numbers this August to be part of this exciting experience. Let us celebrate community, culture, and creativity on the water and along the coast. Thank you once again to the organizers, participants, and sponsors. Let us all play our part in making Poker Run 2025 the biggest and best one ever. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much, Minister. And we're just going to take a short pause, just for about 2-3 minutes, for a special video by Josephine Austri. And then we will have a few questions and answers section if you have any questions. So we now present the special video by Josephine Austri. A recording, sorry.
Good morning. Let's begin by acknowledging the presence of those seated at our head table. Honorable Roland Growing, Parliamentary Representative of the College constituency like Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, and the Green and Green Economy, Mr. Reginald Austri, former Senior Minister of the Government of Dominica, Ambassador Mr. Leroy White Charles, Ambassador Mr. William Benjamin, representing the Trinity Land, Ms. Nicholas Moranci, Events Coordinator, Mr. Andrew Ryan, President of PACE. Also here with us this morning is Mr. Hardman, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, representatives of its cover government, special invited guests, former poker run champions, representatives from the Almond Inc., poker girls, members of the media, viewers, and listeners. I bid you welcome. It is always a pleasure to keep welcoming you to sit with us, and we want to express our deepest gratitude to all of you for your continued support. Poker Run, as we know it, hosted and organized by the Almond Inc., is quickly becoming one of Dominica's most anticipated summer events, and we are nothing short of excited to host years 3. 3 years already. There is a lot to unpack, and by the end of this morning's press conference, it is our hope that you, our patrons, listeners, and potential partners would have gained a deeper understanding of the event. The countdown is on. Dominica Poker Run 2025 comes alive yet again. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much, Ms. Josephine Austri. Are there any questions, or you are clear on everything, Miss? Any questions? The media here? Any questions, clarifications? The date is August 24th. The grand prize of 10,000 EC dollars. 10,000 EC dollars. From 3 to 5 and now 10,000. Who knows what next year may be? But this year we are guaranteeing 10,000 EC dollars. Okay, no questions. We now call on the events coordinator or the festivals coordinator, Nicholas Moranci, with the good of facts.
Good morning once again. We, as the organizers of Poker Run, would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude towards everyone present here this morning and to our viewers and listeners as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me take this opportunity to remind you that Poker Run will be held on August 24th, 2025, starting from Woodridge Bay, moving along to Mirror Beach, Salisbury Beach, Purple Turtle, Bell Hall, and lastly, Tukari Bay. Again, if you do not have access to a boat, you can follow us on land. Our registration hubs are Sukasa in Chance Avenue in Goodwill, opposite the 8 Bank, the Almond Deck Inc. in Tukari, Toast Bar and Grill in Cock Street, Roseau, Cheswen Cuisine, Scotshead, Bellhall Beach Spot in Tatan, Seabird Bar and Grill in Lago, Portsmouth, and the CK Beachfront Restaurant and Bar in Salisbury. Once again, thank you to everyone.
I would just like to extend the thank you again to the media here. Thank you so very much. We're looking forward to you disseminating the information. And to all of you who are viewing and listening to us, let's own the poker round. Almond Deck is organizing, but it's a Dominican event. Dominicans far and wide stands a very good chance to get some economic benefits. The country seems to be well placed, well positioned, like Cooper said, in the peninsula. We are midway, and who knows in the next few years, we'll be getting boats from Jamaica to Trinidad, you never know, and that's the vision. Possibly Miami, you never know, and that's the vision of this poker run. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. We have a few refreshments. By the way, we'll be on tour sometime next week to the French Antilles to once again evangelize the information, to collate, to collaborate with the French to get them to come, to register them on time whilst we are in the French Antilles. So we're looking for you Dominicans to be part of it on this boating fiesta, this festival. So a few refreshments, and we want to thank you for coming, for participating. Thank you to the media. Thank you to the minister and to all the members of the head table. Merci en pile tout le monde. Nous kay alarmer, messieurs, pour Caron. Nous kay participer. Nous kay pomper à nous et puis nous kay plonger, nous kay nager. Merci en pile tout le monde.